album concept hour. The album concept hour. It's the album concept hour.
George Jetson. His boy Elroy. Daughter Judy.
Jane, his wife.
That's right, everybody. We are doing Jetsons, the movie, the 1990, the soundtrack
Smash
for the 1990
film.
smash Hanna-Barbera hit. Well, I wouldn't call it a smash hit, but
I know.
it's definitely a cult classic type of deal. One of the last ones I believe Hanna-Barbera did. But before we get into that, this is the album concept hour. I am your host, Brad LeBaron, as I always am, and we have our co-host here. What was your name again?
DJ JLA, they call me Johnny A.
Yes, we have
Checking
Johnny
in.
A checking in from the Revolver Studio. And then today we have some returning champions from a previous episode. We did about the Transformers, the movie soundtrack. They are our soundtrack aficionados.
Common theme.
We have Alex and Griffin from Woodchickens. How's it going, guys?
Hello, good. Oh, shucks, you called us champions.
Yes, they are the
Well, it's
champions.
good to be here with you.
The last voice you heard is Alex. And then the voice other than that
This voice
is
the
Griffin.
voice you are hearing now.
But yeah, I mean, you can switch them up if you want. You can in your mind, that's fine.
It's non-specific here.
It's
We don't really
they're
care.
the Woodchickens, No, not the Woodchickens, just Woodchickens.
Yes. I don't know. I mean, maybe if you're referring directly about, like, to us.
Mm-hmm. So is one of you a Woodchicken, like a singular?
Yeah, probably.
Okay.
I believe so, yes.
Okay. All right. Good to know. We actually are doing this one on recommendation from Alex from the previous episode that we mentioned.
So many episode connections.
Yes, we have connections
I
now.
have things to talk about.
So
It
yeah,
was a lot of fun, and we had to come back for a second helping.
There we go.
yeah. This one came up in the Transformers episode. It's one I've never known that the soundtrack was that great. I remember, I think I saw it
Oh, great film.
once when I was very young, but I do not remember it. So yesterday was my first time seeing it since probably Cartoon Network a long, long time ago. So first I'll ask you, though, Alex, since you're the one that suggested it. So what is your story with this movie/album? When did you see it for the first time?
Well, the first time was just a couple years ago, actually.
Okay.
2 or 3 years ago, I'd say. And I don't really remember how I found out about it, but I found out about it at the same time. That's how I found out about Tiffany as well, one of my favorite performers. But so I just found out about the Jetsons movie, and I was very surprised that I had never heard of it, because it seems like something that is my jam, and turns out it is my jam.
Yeah. It's because you're a big fan of, like, 80s and synthy type stuff, right? Like, in general.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Are you also a fan of the like 80s rap style?
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure. Yeah, I can get down with a lot of things.
Yeah.
And there's this film is sort of a crossroads of a lot of those random pop culture trends, I suppose.
Yeah, it really does. I mean, it's 1990, so I mean, this is like, this is right when everything still sounded like the 80s, but it was technically now the 90s. But really,
they didn't know how the 90s were supposed to be yet.
Yeah, really until like alternative rock or grunge or whatever, it was like
Well, you gotta
still
remember,
in that vein.
Poppy movies like these, they're always late. Like, they're always like, when they're getting made, well, this is the music that the kids are listening to, so this is the kind of stuff we need. And then by the time it gets released, people are like, oh, this is a nice family film, but Yeah, our teenagers aren't listening to this anymore.
Yeah,
It's
because that's
kinda
the thing. This
corny now.
this doesn't have a huge like critical like appeal, like for instance, this was something that I had to like, wasn't on Spotify. I had to listen to it on YouTube. There is only one of the songs on Genius has lyrics, so I had to like find the lyrics on a different website than normal. Like it's
A lot of work went into this episode, guys. Appreciate it.
yeah, about 5 minutes of Googling. It was really, really tough.
It is much more of a cult film, like you said.
Yeah, definitely. Which is, I think, like one of your kind of specialties, Alex. Like that, as far as I've known you, is like you seem to find these things, or they come to you or something.
Yeah, I find them very interesting.
Yeah.
And this is a good one.
Yeah. You have a lot of VHSs too, right? Of different old, films that you've enjoyed, right?
That is true.
Yeah. I'm always impressed with your VHS collection at the house. We're neighbors, in case we didn't mention last episode. By the way, I need to borrow the lawnmower. We'll talk later.
Oh yeah. I'll just bring it over right now. I'll be there in 2 minutes.
Okay, cool. Yeah, we'll just do it quick and then get on.
You're right back on with the show.
Yeah. But before we get to the first track though, John, you were saying that you used to watch this when you were a kid.
God.
So you have a connection to this as well.
I had this movie on VHS.
Okay,
that is video home system or something. What is VHS? I don't even know.
Video home.
To you kids
that's
out
probably,
there,
that's pretty.
It is
that's got to be close.
Bluetooth and fucking.
Analog
and DVD.
Do you guys know what analog means? I don't know. I don't know if they know what.
But no, yeah. So I had it on VHS, and I used to watch it all the time when I was a kid. And then later in life, we used to have this spot where we go and hang out with a friend of ours, and in that basement they used to have a VHS TV. So we all brought our old kids movies,
Combo.
and every once in a while we'd watch that one because it would just get that rap in the middle of the movie would just get us every single time.
Yeah. The rap is pretty fantastic.
It is fire. It is fire.
Yeah. Speaking of which, let's roll into the first track on this fucking soundtrack. That's the word I'm looking for, and get into the Jetsons rap by XXL, which I'm not familiar with.
Good name.
It's really true. We're back, and we're gonna have some fun with you. Join the party in the future with this ultra modern crew. George, Jane, Judy, Elroy, Astro too. With the Jetsons.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love you got the
Turn
word
me
the
up in the headphones.
Jetsons in there. That's great.
Yeah, I had a lot of fun. Like this is a great first track to like get into the soundtrack, even though it's like it's in the end credits and as like everything is rolling up in the movie.
Absolutely. It is a good opening track. Just right away, like, hey, we're the Jetsons. Let me tell you about it.
Mm-hmm. And in that like very 80s rap style, I think this is like either the beginning of gangster rap or right before. So like it's still kind of like that Will Smithy kind of rap.
It's very hip.
Yes, very, very hip at the
Very
time.
hip.
Yes. This is maybe the peak of this kind of rap
Now
music.
the people that thought this was hip are throwing out their hips.
Oh. Yeah, no, it does seem like a long time ago now. 30 years
30
ago.
years. This is 30 years old.
Oh my
I
god.
couldn't find
When I
any
realized
other-
that the 80s was 40 years ago now,
Oh,
I
don't say
almost
that.
shit my pants.
What do you say, Griffin?
I couldn't find any other material by XXL, so they may have only existed for just this song.
Yeah, that's something that happens with these soundtracks. I'm finding is you get a few artists that have like only really worked on a couple things.
Yeah.
I'm
or they
assuming soundtrack people are like looking to get people like back then at least are trying to like get people on the cheap for the most part.
Probably.
Yeah. So they're like, hey, up and comer, you want to make a fake name and be in the soundtrack I got.
This is your shot, kid.
This is a shot. You're gonna be a sound. Everyone's gonna. This is a Hanna-Barbera film. Come on. Yeah. But yeah. So this is in the end of the film. But yeah, beginning of the soundtrack, and yeah, so freaking
Good
80s.
thing.
But
Good way to start.
yeah, I mean, I don't know how much we want to get into the plot either, but like, there's it does start to get into the plot in the rap. Like, what was it? Judy's got her boyfriend, Elroy's got his team, Jane's shopping, and George has Mr. Spacely. It's setting you up.
Yeah.
It's got a couple of Jetson, you're fired in there, because that's that, kind of tagline.
He gets
of
a
the movie.
new job though.
Yeah.
A
He
new
becomes
factory,
vice president.
far, far
Yes.
away.
If you're familiar with the Jetsons, he gets the job as vice president at the asteroid colony, making these space gears.
Space sprockets.
Space sprockets, yes.
Yes, the
The
sprockets
sprocket in the locket, in the pocket,
In your jacket pocket.
with the
in the-
yacht.
with the sprinkle, with the dinkle, or something. I
He's
don't
the
know.
only human being.
It
running
is a
the-
dark movie though. Not recommend showing to your kids.
I mean, it's not that dark. It's
I know, but
PG-13.
well, no, it's I think
at
it's
least.
G. I think it was G. So
I'm saying they should raise it in severity.
Oh, yeah. What?
yeah.
Because of Judy Jetson's fine figure.
fine fake figure.
I don't
Yeah,
think
yeah.
the kids are ready to be radicalized by the environmental messages in it either.
Yeah, there
Yeah,
are
seriously.
there are a lot of really great environmental
there are
messages.
a lot of good
Um,
environmental messages in this
yeah,
movie.
questionable messages about indigenous populations.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely
um,
racist.
It's
A little bit.
there's a few issues, but we'll get into it. But yeah, it's a mostly
talk
pretty
about 'em
positive-
together.
It's a pretty positive message, But yeah, Judy Jetson is infatuated with this rock star guy. He's supposed to go on a date with. Elroy is upset because Dad hasn't been home much lately, and yeah,
But he's
then
been
they
doing
move
great
to-
on the team.
Yeah.
Whatever
So there's
team
all
he was on, I
you
don't
know.
remember. Was this basketball or something?
yeah, some
It was
space basketball. He's got the elevator shot.
Dad never could make it to his spaceball games.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Yeah. It's real. It actually is pretty
Real
sad.
disheartening.
Like it's one of the it's
They
one
got
of the
they
sadder
got
scenes.
they got these cool
Yeah.
neighbors.
Yeah.
Where the one guy's voiced by Brad Garrett, the dad.
Yes,
The-
that's
the-
right.
What are they? They're furry neighbors or something? like
Yeah,
that?
he has there. Brad
Furbelow,
Garrett
right?
is in this film.
Fergie Furbelow.
Yes, yeah. And there's the little furry. So when they get to the colony, there's like aliens all over the place, and I think there are other humans in the colony. I think I saw some in the background of the mall, but
There's a
like
mall, yeah. a
they're
Well, everybody goes to the mall, Brad.
well, yeah, but there's not very many humans in this. Like their neighbors are robots. Yeah, it's
There's
His
that
number
first
2 is a
bucket.
robot.
yeah, number 2, fucking number 2, dude. Yeah,
giant-
he's a good guy. I think he was a good
Pretty
manager.
No, he was a good guy.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
did his job well.
Yeah. But yeah, you guys want to get into the second track? Get into
With you all the
Yeah,
way.
let's do
With
it.
You All the Way. All right, here we go. Shane Sutton.
And it hurts so deep inside to think maybe before I let you down. Won't you hear me out now? Believe me somehow.
All the way.
Kid's got pipes. Kid has got pipes.
Oh, so 80s.
So, for anyone listening, this is Shane Sutton, who is a Michael Jackson or Justin Bieber type, who is a 11 or 12-year-old boy hitting these soprano notes and hitting them
Singing
pretty
those
well.
romantic R&B songs.
Yeah. No, this is
way high up there.
yeah, this is a good one. But yeah, I definitely, I of course thought this was a female voice when I was first listening to everything, and then I looked it up. I'm like, oh, it was a kid. Okay, I get it.
It's a boy child.
Yeah, it doesn't happen too often that they sing these like really big romantic
Hey,
tunes. You know?
it happens. And it's they got a 12-year-old boy in the movie. It's appropriate, I guess.
Yeah. And this is actually one that's in the end credits. So it's not in like any of the specific scenes or anything. But I'm glad that they put it as the second track of the soundtrack because it really gets you into the mood for what you're getting into. You know.
Ah, Tiffany.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It lets you know that there's
Lots
an
of
emotional
Tiffany.
side to this.
Yes.
And,
There's a
it
soft
gets
side.
tender at parts.
Yeah. In
Pulls out the
ways.
strings on the heart.
Yeah, in ways you would not expect in a.
She just wants to go out on a date with a rock star.
I keep wanting to say Futurama, but Jetsons. It
Oh
really,
my God, Jetsons or Futurama is just an adult Jets. Ah.
Well, I mean, they're definitely
That's
taking
funny.
some. Yeah, there's some
No,
tropes.
that's I oversimplifying it,
But
yeah, I get what. Yeah.
the Jetsons though. It's a very like I'm not. Like, I've only watched the Jetsons when I was a kid, back Cartoon Network days, and I definitely don't remember much about them.
It wasn't an incredible cartoon. It was the second one.
Yeah, it was.
'Cause
There was the
was
Flintstones
first.
and the Jetsons.
And then,
you know,
because it was two halves of the same coin.
Yeah,
It was
yeah.
We'll do a dinosaur family first, and then but what if we do a family of the future?
Yeah,
It was the same show, just different dynamic.
Yeah, it's true. It's pretty much the same show.
Who do you think would
Bare
win in a
bones,
fight,
man.
George Jetson or Fred Flintstone?
Fred Flintstone.
Fred
all day.
Flintstone.
Fred would just throw a boulder at George's
Always what I
face.
thought.
Mostly, I mean, if anyone has seen the episode
George has a shot.
of Harvey Birdman, Attorney at Law, where the Jetsons come in,
And because the
Have you
thing
guys seen that
stops
episode?
moving,
Wait,
they
wait,
lose
wait.
half the family.
Have you guys seen that episode? Okay, so basically, they come to the attorney at law, and they are unable to walk to his desk. Like since they're so used to be on escalators and panels that move them around and stuff, they do not have the muscle capacity to It's really really funny.
They can't walk 10 feet.
So yeah, I was watching for that the entire show. I was like, yeah, it's right. They do use walkways that move constantly. So these people would not be doing a lot of cardio.
You don't have to draw a leg moving then.
That's true. I didn't think about that, but you're right.
Bare bones.
It is a lot easier to animate just a moving square than it is.
Any way around the system.
Okay. Good call.
Hanna-Barbera.
Yeah.
You crafty sons of bitches.
They are crafty sons of bitches. And we should mention this is one of, I think, their last films as Hanna-Barbera. Like this actually, when it gets to the credits, it says directed by Hanna and whoever Barbera. I don't know the first
William
names.
Hanna Joseph Barbera.
Yeah, I don't know their first names, but
that is correct.
so they were involved with this production, and this is some a little bit before the selling that
merging
created
stuff.
the merging that created Adult Swim and all that lore and all that.
So it's sort of
which you can hear more about in our episode. What is that? The Mouse and the Mask.
The Mouse and the Mask. Yes, indeed. But yeah, it's kind of a end of its time kind of movie. It's got Mel Blanc in it, who is a lot of voices from the Looney Tunes cartoons.
And he was Mr. Spacely.
Well, I was about to say I think Mr. Spacely might be a different person because there's two guys that both died. Oh, George O'Hanlon was the boss.
Okay.
So
you're right.
but
That's George, right?
Huh?
George O'Hanlon is George Jetson, I believe.
Oh, is it? Maybe you might be right.
Blanc is the boss.
Is Mel Blanc the boss?
Then,
Yeah.
Okay,
Mel
that switched
Blanc
around.
Is Spacely.
But yeah, but they both died before the film came out. So it's their last roles. Which is funny, which is crazy because in the Transformers movie, Orson Welles, it's one of his last roles, so connection
the
there.
80s, man.
Yeah, a lot of big movie stars taking their last
hurrah!
last hurrah.
Huzzah!
Yeah, yeah.
With
In
the
the
Jetsons, the movie.
yeah.
Is it Tiffany time there, Brad?
Oh yeah, I think it is Tiffany time.
Is
yeah,
it Tiffany
yeah.
time?
It's time for
Oh,
you
yeah.
and me.
It's time for some Tiffany.
Here we go, Tiffany. Oh yeah.
You and me were made to be in love. Don't let them tear us apart. You and me.
Oh,
Yes.
perfect.
Yes.
That's great. That is great.
Yeah, yeah.
Excellent.
I feel like this album's You Got the Touch. You know?
Yeah.
You got the
Yeah.
power.
Yeah.
The power.
Yeah, it's the big power rock tune.
Yeah, yeah. And it's so uplifting, like, you know.
It's Judy's rocker album. Rocker
Yeah.
anthem.
And this is one of the really cool sequences in the movie too. So this is after like they go to the
Yeah,
colony.
she's like falling in love and shit with the rocker.
Yeah,
guy.
she falls in love with this
Blue.
Apollo, who is this blue and green alien that's split right down the middle. Yeah, they go through this like weird. It's like a combination of different '80s music videos all packed into like one.
Yeah,
You know?
it's just like some psychedelic animation.
Yeah, it reminds me of like the scene from The Wall, and you know how it just gets all trippy all of a sudden, you know, and then goes back to like the regular story. Like it's a really, really cool animation sequence.
It's one of my favorite sequences in the movie, partially because of this song. It's also one of my favorite Tiffany tunes. It rocks harder than a lot of her stuff.
Well, yeah, because like she really like goes like she really gets so almost to the limit of her like vocals, because like you can almost hear her straining when she's like yelling those. It's
It's kind of like the end of her teen years, to be honest with you. It's kind of what that is. This was her last, like, they're like, all right, Tiffany, we're doing a movie with a teenage girl. You're like 24 now. But hey,
She's 18.
you can do this movie,
And
and
she's
it'll be
just-
one last huzzah, and you get to sing, too.
And she's just like lunaristic. Like,
Tiffany was 18 actually.
okay.
Oh, all right.
And
I'm an
she
idiot
put out
then.
another couple albums. And, I mean, she's still putting out albums actually.
Well,
But,
and
yeah,
she's
she's
famous
still going.
for I Think We're Alone Now. So that's
I think we're alone
which is a
now.
cover of a different person.
There's a cover
but-
of a 60s song.
Yeah, so she got famous from that. She was also on some talent show, I guess. But yeah, she like kept on doing like, you know, festivals and kept making stuff.
The Mall Queen.
The Mall
She
Queen.
was the Mall Queen.
Yeah, yeah. But
Yeah,
just
actually, this
just
year
Tiffany.
in
Malls.
1990, she actually turned 18, dyed her hair black, and moved to New York, and left California, went to New York when she was 18, and she put out her third album, which is like an urban R&B sounding album. So, and she went in a lot of different
Oh.
directions.
Well, that's pretty
really,
cool.
I don't think I've heard that in my studies for this. I didn't.
Way to go.
didn't
And
stumble
apparently,
upon that.
she also did the Jetsons movie that year. So it was a good year for Tiffany.
Yeah.
Good year
oh,
for
definitely,
Tiffany.
definitely. Yeah, yeah. And she took over for the role of Judy Jetson.
From the OG
Um,
Judy Jetson.
Yeah, I'm trying to find her name here.
Like, kind of, did they like replace the original with her?
Well, yeah, because I think that was a problem with a lot of the cast was that, you know, they were all kind of old by the time.
Getting old.
Yeah.
They were
But
mostly like original cast.
Do you know
members.
that Walt Disney had to stop doing Mickey because he was smoking too much? So he couldn't get that hey, what are you doing anymore after a while.
sorry, that shouldn't be funny.
It's a little
It just
funny.
the
It's Walt
idea,
Disney.
like I just wish he would have kept doing it just so you could hear, like
Mickey get all
Mickey was
raspy.
like, yeah.
Shut up, Goofy.
Shut up, Goofy.
I don't want to fucking talk to you anymore.
I don't outside.
Donald, let's go outside, rip a smoke, and bitch about shit for an hour. Wah, 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 wah. We're trying to get you to do that for years. Well, I'm on the train now.
Yeah, but so I can't find the original name. of Judy Jetson here, but there is also Penny Singleton, who is playing Jane Jetson. So she's also reprising a role from the show. So there's a lot of really old-timey actors or voice actors that are kind of doing their last hurrah on this movie. And I that does make me a little surprised that it doesn't have more acclaim, you know? That there's so many like big animation, like maybe this was like the point where Looney Tunes and that kind of cartoon stuff had reached its lowest in popularity, you know?
Maybe.
Because like
Yeah.
we like, I mean, I know as far as my childhood goes, is like Looney Tunes was kind of making a comeback when I was growing up. It seemed like. So
Yeah, definitely.
yeah, maybe this was just
Space Jam and stuff.
Well, yeah, definitely. That's probably the biggest thing I can think of. But yeah, there's a lot of Looney Tunes shows when I was a kid.
The original voice of Judy Jetson was Janet Waldo.
Janet Waldo. Okay. But yeah, that was like a controversial thing because since they had Tiffany singing, they wanted to, like, someone basically made the decision to just have her be Tiffany, probably for, promotional
money
reasons.
Hey,
Yeah.
you got a big star in the show.
Yeah, no, I mean it's not a terrible move.
The stuff that I saw said that she had already recorded the movie and then they replaced it all with Tiffany.
Yeah, no,
that's possible.
So it must have been
that
a real snub for her.
That little backhanded crap happens
They
all the
do
time.
like they do thank her though in the credits. Like I mean, she's in the credits as additional voice. I think.
I think she has like a really minor role.
Oh yeah, she actually does a secretary robot. I think.
That's kind of a slap in the face.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, it's not great.
So, anyways,
but she does have something. She does have some little thing. But they wanted to get some fresh young talent in this room of geriatrics. You know what I mean? They're like, well, someone's got to carry the torch. But yeah, so this is a song. What where does this come in? This is the music video. That's right.
Like you were saying with Looney Tunes kind of having a resurgence in popularity.
Yeah.
I feel like they were trying to revamp Jetsons with this film, but it didn't catch on. And so you never really heard any more about it. So it ended up being like a standalone film, kind of.
Yeah, it ended up being like the last of it. Like unlike the like Scooby-Doo animated films where like you have like a whole bunch of them and they've like continued to remain relevant.
Scooby-Doo on Zombie Island.
Another Jetsons movie in like 2017, I want to say.
It would be cool to do a Jetsons movie now that it is the 21st century. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We can make a lot of nice commentary on it because like there's some of those things that we have now. So yeah, it'd have to be even more futuristic. Although I saw a little bit of Lost in Space on Netflix and I wasn't a fan. I had to stop just because like the animation or the filming just looked dumb. I don't know. I don't know if anyone's fans of that, but
in 2017 there was the Jetsons in WWE Robo WrestleMania.
What?
That's awesome.
According to Google users, it was a more enjoyable movie than the Jetsons movie.
That's a movie. It's a whole movie.
Yeah, hour and 22 minutes.
Oh my god. Okay, sorry. You're just blowing my mind right now. That sounds like something I need to watch. We might have to just stop and have me watch this right now. Sorry guys, but this cannot wait. That's crazy. But yeah, we're gonna get on to the next track. It's another Tiffany track, and it is Tiffany. I always thought I'd see you again. Talking about her rocker boyfriend.
Love doesn't come when you need love. It's not always there when you fall. Try to make you got
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh. Get out the lighters, kids.
See that,
Yes.
that's like it could be right up there with like a Cher tune. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like it's a good one.
Yeah, it's a good ballad there. Good power ballad.
Yeah, yeah. And
I also very much like that song in the movie because there's also like sort of a trippy animated sequence. Although not as trippy as the other one. There's just kind of a lot of nice colors going on.
yeah, this is kind of like the viewer's intro to this world a little bit, because this is like the first time she goes off on her own because she's all down in the dumps about Cosmo, the rock star that pulled her to side and was like, "Hey, baby, we're going on a date this week." So she's like kind of reminiscing about the rock star guy, and she's down in the dumps, and like you were saying before the listen through or the recording, like this is kind of like the emotional backbone of this movie is Judy's story. Like
She just wants her man, Brad.
she just wants love.
She just wants her man.
I like that it's that kind of vague 80s love too. It's not like specific really. It's just
They
like
split the
we
guy
need
down
each
the
other.
middle.
We love each other.
Oh,
What were you saying?
They
split him.
They split him right down the middle.
Right down the middle. Yep.
Blue green, half blue green.
He's just Judy. The
Race
guy
isn't
that,
even an issue. She's just in love with her man.
Yeah. He's two colors. Literally, he's just right down the middle. And he looks like kind of like almost a fish person, like from Scooby Doo, but like an alien version.
Kind of like a Captain Planet type of.
Type
of dude.
Yeah, he's weird. Yeah.
Captain Planet.
Yeah.
He does seem like he might have been born among the ocean folk.
Yes, maybe some kind of space ocean folk. Yeah.
Spacey ocean folk.
Yeah. But yeah, you see a lot of the cool scenery and kind of what the animators are capable of in this scene. So it's a nice scene. Really solidifies the stakes with Judy Jetson. You know what she's in it all
it's that
for.
beautiful teenage hormonal love.
Yeah.
That you just need in your life when you're 16 years old.
Yeah. Are you saying maybe love? Is that what you're saying?
Maybe love.
Perhaps.
When it's too soon to know, maybe love, maybe not. You know the chance is all we're given.
It's all we got, baby love.
But yeah, I
That
thought
is Cosmic Cosmos song.
Yep.
That's how he wins over Judy.
Yeah, I thought we should just play these back to back because like this is so before I always thought I'd see you again. We have this scene where Judy's at a rock concert with her friend. Is her friend from the show? I'm sure she's from the show or some shit. But like he swoops over on his hoverboard thing while playing the guitar. And he's like singing. He's like, "Hey, come here on my hoverboard, dude." And like she comes over on the hoverboard, and he's like, "We're going on a date Friday night." And she's like, "All right, cool." And she's like,
"Yeah."
And from that point on, she's like kind of swooning and ready for her date with Cosmo, but it never happens. She's got to go to the colony.
Because they move away.
They got to move away to the colony.
They move away.
So sad. For her, her life is completely ruined. By the way,
it screws everybody's life up.
Yeah, literally, her life is over.
Mostly Judy, because she was gonna go on that date.
She was gonna go on that date, but now it's done. But fortunately, she finds the green blue man.
She does find the green blue man.
Yeah, there's always the green blue man.
There's always the green blue man.
Yeah. But yeah, I thought this track sounded kind of like Bon Jovi.
Yeah, no, it's that who's that guy from the Eagles?
I don't know the names of those guys.
Oh God,
Eagle 1 and Eagle 2. Bald and Hawk.
The guy that sings Dirty Laundry.
Dirty Laundry. I mean, more than two.
Dirty laundry.
Don
Doo,
Henley,
doo.
the actor.
Eddie Monk.
Yeah, Don Henley.
Eddie,
There we
Don
go.
Henley? Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
it kind of sounds like an 80s Don Henley.
Okay.
Don Henley was good time. I don't know.
He got a little more pop in the 80s after he split from the Eagles. Actually, they all did.
Yes, this was the end of that. This is 90. Grunge is on its way. Alternative rock is here to destroy all.
Fuck you, glam rock.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a very very 80s, very, male power ballad. And again, another vague love song, which is what I love about these love songs is like
They're
I don't
just
wanna
about
s-
love itself.
Yeah. like I'm not trying to say they're
Yeah.
shallow or they're lesser than. It's just they're just simple love tunes. Like Paul McCartney love tunes or something. You know?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, just a silly love song.
Round the world has a rough silly love song.
Yeah,
Love that
he's
song.
got, yeah, it's a good song.
Paul McCartney.
Oh, and then before we get on to another one, we have a track to kind of explain what it is that George Jetson's job is on the mining asteroid.
Oh, it's time.
His pal, what was his friend's name again?
Good old Rudy too.
Rudy
Rudy
2.
Two.
Yes, Rudy 2 shares with him what the trick is to the job.
There's the drilling bore. It brings up the ore.
The bore brings up the ore. Got it.
The ore makes the sprockets.
The ore makes the sprockets?
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh.
Pack the sprockets into packets
Shack the packets into brackets?
for the lockers.
For the lockers.
Lock the sprocket locker key in the pocket of your jacket.
Got the sprocket locker key in my outer jacket pocket.
Are you ready?
I am ready.
Take the forward ore sprocket packets from the packet brackets
And we rock it.
while we're rapping. Yes, we rock it while we're rapping, and we're rocking and we're rolling, and we rock it, the sprockets to Space League.
Yeah!
Yeah, so it's pretty simple.
Yeah.
You just
When
gotta
that when that
great.
sequence comes in the movie, I feel that it is very shocking, and it goes on for longer than you think it's going to, and it's very confusing. But then in the midst of it, it's like, this is great, this is really good. But then it
Yeah, it's weird. It's like you're just completely thrown off. You're like, wait, are they rapping right now?
yeah.
And then he says
Really
something
starts to
about
rap
rapping.
about
What?
Then he starts to rap about rapping.
Yeah.
Well,
Well,
rapping while we're
but
rapping.
what's funny is, so I was watching with subtitles. So in the subtitles it says rapping like WR because WRAPPING because like it's going through the machine which wraps the sprocket. So it's like a double entendre too.
Interesting.
Double.
Yeah. It's a clever one there. Yeah. And then it's over, and you're like, wait a minute, it's over now. Like by the
Yeah.
right
then
when
it
it's over, you're
becomes-
like, I want more. You know?
You've just figured out that it's
Best
great.
rap in
Yeah.
the whole movie.
Yeah, it's a great rap. It's a good rap. It's kind of like Dare to Be Stupid in the middle of Transformers. You know?
Yeah.
It's just like, wait, what is this? I didn't expect.
Are you ready?
Awesome.
I'm ready.
What was that, Griffin?
That you realize it's awesome and then it's just about done. Just like that song.
Yeah. Like it's one of those moments where you're like, I wish I could watch that for the first time again. You know? Yeah. But yeah, it seems like there was a lot of people in the '80s that wanted to do some really great adult, animation of their old stuff. Make movies out of them. I guess. A lot of great animated stuff back then. Oh, animation.
It's
making a
getting
comeback.
better.
Making a comeback.
Rick
It was
and
dead for a minute
Morty.
Animation was like totally dead for a second, but I feel like there's
Adult Swim will not let animation. Adult Swim in
Well,
Japan
and
will not
anime.
let anime. I just said anime.
Oh yeah.
Japan will
Yeah.
not let animation die.
That's true. That's true,
They
man.
love anime.
Yeah. We're not fucking
Disney.
giving up our anime.
Or Disney.
Or
Fuck
yeah.
you, Disney. I hate you, Disney.
I was gonna say, do they do animation still?
They do everything.
No. I remember when they
Pixar
fired. I remember when
handles
they
all their
fired.
animation.
I just remember when they fired all their animators, and I was like, oh. And then like a couple years later, like animation started kind of coming back a little bit here and there.
Well, you know what's funny is that when Disney like merged with Pixar,
Yeah.
they put all their like 2D animators and they put them all in like this small cramped studio in Florida because they were all of a sudden second fiddles now because Pixar was going to be doing all the big stuff.
The big man
and
in
so
town.
then they released all these like classic like Atlantis, the Emperor's New Groove, like all that shit, like from like 2000 to 2005.
Yeah.
And then Disney said, "All right, well, we're done with 2D animation now, so we're releasing all of you." And so
Good job, guys, but
so they
fuck
all
off.
they all went to go work for DreamWorks.
Yeah.
DreamWorks was like, "Oh, all you guys worked for Disney and you just got fired? Here, we'll pay you more money. Come work for us."
Yeah.
They're like, "All right, cool."
Yeah. Then we got Shrek from DreamWorks, right?
Yeah, that's where we got Shrek.
So yeah, you know what? Thanks Disney for Shrek.
The secret history of Shrek.
No, Disney is not Shrek.
No, I know. I'm saying thank you for firing those people that then created Shrek, who was our Lord and Savior. Oh, you know what? You want to get into one last track before we take a quick break?
Sure.
Yeah.
So this is another one by Shane Sutton, which is called "Staying Together." So here we go.
We're staying together, so don't you worry about tomorrow. Let your dreams guide you, and don't you ever be afraid to make them come true.
What for all? We'll stay together.
You know what this makes me want to do? This makes me want to roll around a roller rink a lot. Like this whole
Skating around.
soundtrack just makes
Oh,
me
you
want
have fun with that because I'm the guy on hanging on to the wall.
Oh yeah, yeah. Not a good place for you.
I haven't fallen yet.
I used to do rollerblading a lot when I was younger until I had my bunion surgery.
Did I ever tell you who used to do? You know who does a lot of rollerblading to this day?
John?
Dave.
Dave?
Dave loves to go rollerblading.
Dave,
and
like
ice
Reds
skating.
Dave?
Yep.
That's wild.
He loves to go down to
Dave
Milwaukee. Dave loves to go down to Milwaukee and his little shorts go rollerblading around the city.
Well, I don't want to blow up his spot, but he's this older guy we used to work with. He's like 60 something?
If not,
Man.
yeah, probably 60.
60-some-year-old rollerblading around Milwaukee?
60-year-old realtor.
That's not advisable, Dave, but you do you. Like,
he's been doing it for like 35, 40 years.
I guess, you know what? It probably keeps him healthy. What am I talking about? I'm being ageist. But but this song though, it's like kind of one of the first tracks that you hear in the movie that lets you know that like you're in for this like 80s tastic roller coaster of songs, you know? Yeah. Yeah, this is on the way to the asteroid thing where he becomes like vice president. So the family's just like singing together.
They're in their little bubble spaceship.
Yeah. Except for Judy Jetson. Judy's not very happy because
she had to leave her boy toy.
Cosmo.
Yeah.
The vibes from this song.
No
is
more
very similar
dick for
to,
Judy.
What'd you say?
Like this song and the sound of it, it's like very similar to other stuff from this time, like young pop stars.
Yeah.
Like the music supervisor of this movie is the dude that managed Tiffany and a bunch of others, like young acts. And so really the music is like, it's really George Tobin music. Sort of like he just like.
So wait, who is George Tobin though? For someone that doesn't know what his significance is, like me.
He's famous for making Tiffany famous.
Oh, okay.
And,
so they're famous together. Kind of.
But he managed a bunch of random like young like pop acts and stuff from this time.
They all do.
Okay.
And then they hit gold with one.
Yeah, he basically just like provided the tunes. And so so all these tunes are a lot of like have a similar vibe to them.
Okay, and that would also explain why they're not like, I mean, not throw shade, but they're not huge names besides Tiffany. As far as I know, like I can't.
Use what
I
you
don't.
got,
Yeah,
man.
definitely.
I don't recognize most of the other names. Do you?
Nope.
I don't know.
The names like from the artists on this.
Oh yeah, no, like the artists involved in like the writing for like the different songs. Like we got.
Actually, no, I do not.
Well, we got okay. Just to give them a
That's kind
shout
of the thing
out.
about like pop music, I guess, is that like there's just kind of a crew behind it. And
Yeah,
it's, like,
this is
the
very.
person singing it that is like the
Yeah.
star.
Yeah, this is definitely made in the pop style, like
Yeah,
for sure.
The George Tobin dude I was referring to, he's sort of just one of those like pop music insider people.
Okay.
And so he just like kind of makes it, just like
Well,
makes it happen.
So there's the other names here are Steve McClintock and Tim James, and they always seem to appear together. So I wonder if maybe Steve McClintock is the guitarist, maybe? Either him or Tim James, I'm assuming, is the guitarist, because like their names appear in the songs that have like the really nice guitar work. Then we have Mike Picarillo and John Duarte, and then Mark Mancina. So a lot of dumpy dudes probably wrote this. If we're being honest.
Tiffany is
They
the
got
big
the
name.
money to do
The only-
the film.
the only one.
They used
Tiffany
the
is
money
only artist on
appropriately.
What was that?
I just said Tiffany is the big name. Like she's
Yeah.
the only. This is just the whole Tiffany album as far as I'm
Yeah.
concerned. I'm kidding, but yeah, just a lot of the others. I don't know who any of these people are.
Yeah. Well, they're probably like
just got
session musician types. Like they're not really interested in the fame aspect of it as much as like just having a job. Like
Yeah, I actually read that Shane Sutton, the dude that sang that song we just listened to.
Yeah.
Here, I guess his voice like changed shortly after that. Like he hit puberty or whatever.
Yeah.
And just like didn't really have a career anymore.
Yeah, that's the danger of starting right before puberty hits, because that's for almost everyone that changes your voice drastically. So yeah,
dropping the ball.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I mean, I don't know. I'm not too much of a Justin Bieber connoisseur, but I don't think he retained his boyish sound. But I don't know.
Does not sound
I don't
terrible
know. No, he gets a pretty good soprano. Well, I mean, then you got Justin Timberlake types, which like they can just do the soprano until the day they die. So I guess it just depends on who you are.
Tiffany's still got a pretty good voice now in 2020.
Okay. Well, yeah, she's probably then. So if she was, you said she was 18 when this came out, so she must be now about 50. So
God
yeah,
damn.
yeah. So she's probably still she probably still belts some tunes.
Oh, that
Bet she
hurts.
kills the fucking festival circuit.
Literally 50. Oh my God.
Yeah.
I think we're alone now.
She's the age now that Jane Jetson probably was when the Jetsons started. You know what I mean?
No.
Like the fictional character Jane Jetson. I mean.
Yeah. I think the Wikipedia page says that Judy was born when Jane was 18.
Okay. So Judy.
And Judy is 50.
Similar age. Yeah. So Judy would have been about 40, or Jane, sorry, would have been about 40. Judy, it doesn't matter. It really doesn't. But
nah, Judy would have been about 40.
Yeah,
They definitely would have. The family values would have been the same, so you would have had your kid
Yeah.
when you were between 16 and 20.
Yeah, well, and that's before we get into the break, that's one funny thing about this show, as well as like Flintstones, is it really is. It's made from the time where the nuclear family was like king. You know what I mean? Like, so all the sitcoms, all the comedy stuff, like pretty much like had to have a kind of stereotypical nuclear family as its like basis. You know, there wasn't a whole lot of like step family stuff going on or divorce stuff or, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like very old school kind of values, like, you know, the man breadwinner, the woman stays home and, you know, talks up the man type of deal.
Yeah.
They even line up when the father leaves for work. Like they line up and say bye to him, like he's just like all of their heroes, you know. So it's like it's kind of just old school, you know.
The Joseph Barbera always said that they did not try to base. They weren't trying to base the Fred Flintstone off of the Honeymooners. But if that's what you're going to compare him to, thank you for the greatest compliment ever. Because that's what they're going for. They're not trying to make him, you know. That's what they're going for. Him as a dad. Him as a dad. That's why he's got Barney. Barney's just little, come on, you scamp. We're gonna make this work.
Yeah. It's just that kind of like traditional roles, you know. That was what was popular in cartoons, was making fun of these traditional roles that existed, you know, in a way that was acceptable to, I guess, the conservative people out there that would otherwise shut them down. You know, they had to toe a line. They couldn't just.
You had to blend.
They couldn't just say "fuck"
better.
out there like it is today.
No, you had to blend a lot better, like back then.
Yeah.
Find ways to make your opinion with them still thinking that you're going with their opinion, which you're not. But they don't need to know that.
Yeah. It may have been like progressive for the time. You know what I mean? But it's you know, society's always moving, hopefully, towards a more progressive place, you know. So
yeah, I don't even put labels on it.
But
anymore.
I think that
suck,
you know,
but...
and that being said, I would say that this movie is like probably like more progressive than like the Jetsons TV show, because I mean there's a lot of like, you know, really progressive messages in the movie, besides the, you know, nuclear family aspect
and the end of it, like the end.
Yes. Yeah. The end, it's questionable. The whole industrialization of the natives.
Yeah.
Little, I don't know how to feel about that part, but, yeah.
They're like, oh, it's like the factory is all broken. Wait, should I refrain from spoiling this movie to anyone?
I was about to say, like, we should, like, that's actually a good place to leave it on, I think, for the break, because, like, when we get into the second half of the movie, we really get into kind of the meat of the, I guess, like,
why the
like
factory
the themes
exists?
that they're trying to get across, like the moral of the story is starting to be told at this point. So, yeah. We'll get into basically. Oh yeah, let's just. I guess we should probably just say, as far as the plot goes, the asteroid factory that he's working at, like he just has to press a button and it goes, but like it keeps on not working because like cables are broken,
or someone
is messing with the cables in the dark. You see their eyes glinting all over the place. And so George Jetson's in a bind because you know, the machines aren't running and the parts aren't being made, and you know,
when you're a factory runner, that's kind of your whole job.
Yeah. His Mr. Spacely is not thrilled with how it's been going, and in the second half we find out why it's been shutting down. So we will see you guys on the other half of this podcast. I was about to say next time on the album. No, we will see you guys after the break, and we will get into all of these things.
Next time on the album concept.
Next time after the break.
Hey everyone, this is Grant Summerlin, and you're listening to the Album Concept Hour.
Welcome, everybody, back to the Album Concept Hour. We are here in the second half of the podcast discussing Jetsons, the movie. We are joined by our guests, the Woodchickens, Alex and Griffin. What's going on, guys?
Hello.
Howdy.
The Woodchickens.
Yeah. We have two
Jetsons the movie.
Woodchickens. What?
I love Jetsons the movie.
He loves Jetsons the movie.
It's a
true.
pretty good movie.
It's a pretty, and I'm really enjoying it too. I'm glad that I actually paid for the rental on like YouTube or whatever. But yeah, it was a nice little viewing. Yeah.
They made a cereal that was so good.
They what?
They made a cereal.
What was the cereal through?
So good.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Like a sugary cinnamon cereal. You can buy it on eBay unopened for $75 right now.
Watch the dust come out of that.
I was about to say, like, that can't be edible, right? Like, that's got to be, yeah.
Probably edible.
You think?
As long as it's sealed.
I don't know.
Doesn't get wet.
If you use enough milk, I guess.
I wouldn't eat that probably. Like that's 30 years, right?
A little old.
I mean, the worst it could be is just kind of not as good, right?
I guess, yeah. It's true. It's true.
A little stale.
It's probably not going to be. Yeah, you're right. It's probably not going to be like a poison. It's just going to
be
a
like that
little
liquid they found in the sarcophagus.
More milk. I need more milk.
Wait, what liquid inside of the sarcophagus?
Oh, there was a story like a year ago or 2 years ago where the sarcophagus was found somewhere, and man, I don't know enough about the particulars of this story to accurately relay it.
What was it like disease and stuff, or?
Oh, there was just like some gross liquid inside of it, and people didn't know what it was. And I think it ended up. What was it? I don't know.
Wait. Is this the one where they ended up finding out that it was sewage?
Yeah, I think so.
I think that
and there was like a whole thing where people wanted to drink it and stuff. Not really, I don't think, but you know.
yeah. There was probably one person that said it and was like, "Hey guys, I really want to drink this." And
yeah.
Took a picture of himself drinking some gross liquid for the internet points.
But someone gave him $20 to do it.
And he didn't even really want to do it, but everyone thought it was funny, so then everyone said they wanted to do it, type of thing. You know,
yeah.
We're all on the internet.
Everyone's just trying to go viral. You know what I mean? Like they're just trying to get that viral cred. You know?
I couldn't stop thinking about the Jetsons rap throughout the whole break.
Does that one get like really stuck in your head when you listen to the soundtrack?
Yeah.
It's because I mean it is like you know,
Brad says it's real Run DMC.
Yes,
stuff.
very Run DMC, very like just old school rap. Yeah. And there's we talked about it. I don't know if we talked about it yet that there's a few songs that aren't on the soundtrack that are in the movie. Well, in case we didn't,
there's a few songs that are in the movie
that
aren't on the soundtrack.
Yeah. What John said. There's one track called "Gotcha," which happens after the George drives away from the police officer. He gets his ticket. Well, wait, does he get a ticket?
Busted.
Yeah.
Yep. And he gets busted, and he got.
He got got. Yeah, he got gotcha'd. So this is that.
Got it.
This is that little bit.
Got it.
Too bad, George. Traffic school begins next Saturday. In the meantime, here's one just for you.
Gotcha! Caught you in the act. How you think you did like that? Gotcha! Slipping out the back. You thought you could fool me, but I gotcha! You know where you gotta go. Gotcha!
If you couldn't understand what was happening at the end of that track, he was folding his car into a little box thing that he put on a shelf.
There is no parking garage.
Yes,
you
the parking
just fold
space.
your
That's
car.
right. Yeah. But there's that track, and then there's another one. But this one especially got me thinking did they even do an entire song?
Yeah, I don't know.
It wasn't even released.
Yeah,
like that. then maybe it is just that.
Yeah, like it's like they rewatched they were watching the movie and they were like, you know what? There's this part where like he gets the ticket and then he's like going to work that just it needs something.
Yeah.
It needs something special, you know.
I like that song.
I like it. I like wish there was a full song.
Yeah,
it.
me too.
Yeah.
I think that song is credited to the same guy that did Maybe Love, or he did one other song on the soundtrack.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah, that's one note that I didn't actually get. But yeah, it's I don't know what it is about that little tune though. It's like very 80s, I guess, but
I love but you get the classic cartoon sounds in there too.
It's almost a little pop punk.
That ending is very Scooby Doo. You get that little bit of like
Yeah.
That's very Scooby Doo, like falling down.
That's true. There was in Scooby Doo. That's actually good call because in Scooby Doo there are those random scenes where it's like almost like a little music video just starts, and they're like running through hallways.
You run into one doorway and you pop out another.
Well, especially
doorway.
that whole season where they just had like guests of all sorts.
They did that
were
for like 3 seasons.
Yeah. They had Batman and Robin on that one time.
Oh god!
Holy
everybody.
Sidewalks, Batman. Yeah, it was.
Oh man,
good old days.
Scooby Dooby Doo.
Are kids even
the best
kids
of the
even
Hanna-Barbera.
watching that? I don't know.
They
I know
always make
Scoob just
Scooby-Doo
came out,
relevant.
where apparently Scooby Doo like talks like for real, like regular. I don't know. I don't know. There's another Scooby Doo thing out where they like go into other Scooby Doo universes and stuff. I guess they team up with themselves.
The guy that plays the guy that voices Scooby Doo in that movie is the only original guy left.
Oh wow! What were you saying, Alice?
I just said that the Scooby Doo universe got really complex.
Yeah. It did.
They plan on making an expanded Hanna-Barbera verse, pretty much. They want to put other Hanna-Barbera type cartoons all in the same universe. That's their plan. They're copying the MCU formula, but for Hanna-Barbera, because there's a whole universe
You telling me that
of stuff that you could just do. Imagine having Scooby meet the shark guy. What's his name?
Hanna-Barbera is in the midst of like of making a comeback.
Yes.
That's what you're saying.
Yes.
Nice.
That is why they did what they did.
That's exciting.
That is what they are planning.
That's exciting
right now.
Yeah.
A whole Hanna-Barbera verse where the shark meets Scooby-Doo.
Interesting.
You think we'll get a new Jetsons movie?
Ooh,
It's very possible.
That'd be cool. I mean, it would definitely be
They
all
all go
new
to
cast.
the future and meet George Jetson.
Yeah, well, it would be a new cast entirely because I mean they're all gone. So yeah, they could do it.
Yeah, but they're out of ideas, so this is the new idea.
The quote unquote new idea.
They're all the same people, anyways. Let's just put them all in the same universe now.
I mean, I suppose that's what they were
That's
doing
the new
early
idea.
on. Well, early on in Hanna-Barbera, there was a lot of crossovers.
No, yeah, that's like they love doing that stuff.
Yeah, like Yogi would hang out with Quick Draw McGraw and Top Cat and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Wacky races.
Yeah.
I love the wacky races.
Yeah, there was all sorts of crossovers back then. But yeah. Then IP goes elsewhere, and then it comes back, and it takes a while, and yeah. IP, dude, it's wild.
So, Bo Dids, I got a question for you.
Oh yeah.
What are you drinking?
That's a good question. And it is a dark beer today. Today I will be Dave for the podcast because I actually got like a 6-pack of like different things. I'm just gonna start. So the dark thing that I'm drinking right now is this milk stout by Left Hand Brewing Company.
Oh, those are good.
Yeah, I'm really liking it. It's
dark as hell.
Look at like Spotted Cow is like a milk stout, right? Is that a milk stout? No. Spotted Cow's a lager. I forget, but that's not what I'm drinking. I'm drinking milk stout. I'm just thinking of spotted cow because there's a cow on the label. But yeah, that's what I'm sipping on right now. And then the other dark beer I was sipping on was this Cashmere Hammer Nitro Stout by Three Sheeps Brewing Company. See that? Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, it's nice and smooth. I've had this one before. I really like this one actually. But yeah, Dave got me missing the stouts, so I went out and grabbed a few of them. The other one I got is what I started with Sierra Nevada Pale Ale. You know, it's always one of my go-tos. And then after I'm done with this milk stout, I'm gonna move on to this Potosi Snake Hollow IPA. So I got
Snake Hollow.
Got a whole bunch of stuff going on with my beers tonight.
Drinking tonight.
What about you guys? Are you sipping on anything? Some H2O?
Well, currently, I am drinking water out of this commemorative Smurf glass.
Oh, nice. Oh, that's really cool. Did you find that at like a thrift shop, or did you like buy that online?
I think this is my cousin Dallas's glass, and I think he found it at a thrift shop.
Oh, nice. So it's got
But
like
I've got
a story.
I've got a pretty cool Flintstones one as well.
Oh, really?
That Veronica got me for my birthday.
Wow, dude. See, that stuff finds its way to you, man. Like,
that is true.
It's meant
People
to
think of
be
me when they
in
do
your
really
hands.
stupid shit.
Well, you seem to have like a nice eclectic love of these animation things, so
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, because it's weird because it's like it is in the past now. It's like a nostalgia type of thing at this point, but it's a nice it's a point in history at this point to look back at, animation.
Yeah,
but
classic animation.
Yeah. So you guys are drinking the H2O. What about you, John? What have you been sipping on?
I'm sipping on the old Steel Reserve 211.
Steel Reserve.
Mother Trucker gets you there cheap, but he gets you there. But I'd like to give a shout out to my dad's favorite beer, Moose Drool.
Drool.
It is a dark beer out of Minnesota.
It's a dark beer.
It is a dark beer out of Minnesota, and it's got a fine oaky taste to it, But not a big fan myself. But
That's an IPA.
My poppy loves the stuff. So
all right. Well, that is what we've been drinking on today, guys. And a shout out to Dave and good wishes and cheers towards his cat. We hope that your cat is doing well, Dave.
Correct.
But let's get back to the album that we're working on, the Jetsons the movie soundtrack, and where we left you on the break. We were talking about
last time on the album
concept hour. We were talking about how there's these mysterious things that are breaking things in the factory, and George Jetson doesn't know what to do. He's the vice president. He's supposed to do well, and he's Mr. Spacely is real mad at him. So
be the boss.
And so he's at the factory. Elroy gets with his robot buddy to go to the factory to find out what's going on. And
this whole alien race of peoples.
You get to see all the different types of aliens, and you discover that there's these little Furby looking dudes that are
true, though.
The what?
The grungies.
Oh, those are the other things.
Wait,
the Furby Furvolo.
Yeah.
Furvolo.
Yeah. And they have the weird kind of voices and stuff.
Yeah.
They're basically the native population of this asteroid that they're mining, and they have this whole society underground, and the drill is just destroying their way of life, essentially. So it's like kind of an Avatar situation if you're looking for a more modern reference. But yeah, they keep on sabotaging the plant.
Factory,
Yeah. So And so, oh yeah, let's tie it together. So when that happens, Jane Jetson summons her sister, her daughter, who is out with Apollo at the movies. They're at a nice drive-in movie, which is really, I think it's really fun. What I like, I mean, not to get on a tangent, but like what I like about the Jetsons is how they don't even like it's futuristic in a way, but like
they don't try to cover up for the past that they're presenting.
Well, yeah, they represent these old tropes at the same time. So like they go to the drive-in theater when like they're in space, but it's such like a 50s or 60s kind of.
It's all that weird, super goofy sci-fi.
Yeah.
Called Googie. I think that's that like.
Is that the technical term for it? Like, is that like what the Fallout universe?
What?
Like the Fallout universe, kind of.
Like that sort of like weird 50s, 60s,
Like
sci-fi, retro futuristic stuff, like the bubble buildings and the flying cars and
the bubble building is a big part of it. Yeah,
like that's the way that the past saw the future.
And it's really it's funny to see the, like there's the whole scene where what was it? So one of their machines is acting up, so Rosie lifts up the whole house into the like stratosphere where there's like light, but like the whole world is kind of a dystopia because they're living in a world where pollution is kind of taken over Earth, and they like have to live in these bubbles. So I mean,
fog clouds
in the sky.
Yeah. There's this
'Cause
weird.
There's no ground to live on it.
Yeah, there's this weird dystopian backdrop to all of the Jetsons that I don't know if it's ever addressed in the show.
No. Well, it's kind of funny too that if you ever think about it, if there is land, there's probably people living on the land, and it's either like a go into an exotic island for an American and reservation versus real life
Guys,
type shit.
I just thought of a great universe crossover thing. What if the Flintstones and the Jetsons are happening at the same time? But the Flintstones are down on the planet.
Ah, damn it, Bo Tits.
Underneath like the fumes and stuff. And they've reverted to a barbaric state. And some Jurassic Park thing happened, so there's dinosaurs. And the Jetsons are up.
Somehow the Flintstones mastered.
No, the dinosaurs. The dinosaurs are all just robots. All right, like in order to make this analogy work.
It's not a bad theory, but it does have a lot of things.
But yeah, no, I do love how like no matter what like time period they're like going for, whether it's Flintstones or Jetsons, it's still that old school perspective.
It's old school.
Anyway, so yeah, they're at the drive-in theater, and this is another one of the songs. This is a song that wasn't on the soundtrack, but I think it's probably the one that deserved the most to be on the soundtrack, if I'm being honest. So this is First Time in Love, and it's only in the movie. So
It's my first time in love. So please don't break my heart, girl. It's my first time in love. So tell me it's forever.
Excuse me, Mother? I'm sorry, guys.
Ah, damn it, Ma!
I want to say
I'm in the middle of something.
I want to say that's Shane Sutton, but I don't know.
That is definitely Shane
I don't
Sutton.
know who is involved in that one offhand, but it sounds like Shane Sutton.
That's a song they completed, and they never. And I wonder how many songs they actually made now for the thing.
I know, but like, doesn't that sound like a song you'd want to hear like the full thing for?
Absolutely.
Like
that is a nice little R&B.
Yeah. So I think that like compared to like Gotcha, I think they probably just made like a verse, but this one, I really think that they had a full song, and that they just didn't release it. It's out there somewhere, guys. It's got to be out. It's got to be out there somewhere.
Gotta be
Shane,
out
Shane
there
Sutton
somewhere.
is sitting on it. It's in his hard drive. Like he's just waiting to make that Rick Astley moment, where he comes back at
Rickrolled.
50 years old
Rickrolled.
or something. Right?
We haven't seen the last of Shane Sutton.
No. He's still around. All right, he is still out there. As of the recording of this podcast, I don't know. I can't tell what happened between now and when this comes out. I'm not going to try to, predict the future, but stay safe at least until this comes out, guy.
I have discovered that on the 7th episode of the Jetsons, it showed the ground and it's covered in concrete, and there is a bird and a homeless person.
So there are people down there.
Well, as far as I can tell, there's this one person that.
But if there's one person though,
well, there's gonna be
there's got to be others, right?
Yeah, but the one they show is just a homeless person, so I would assume that it's just.
It's like a Coruscant situation.
Yeah.
Yeah, like if you, I mean, this is in the weeds, but if you've played Knights of the Old Republic, then you've seen in the underbelly of Coruscant there is it's where the rest of society lives. So yeah, it's a weird dystopian thing going on. Just one homeless dude down there. What happens in that episode? Like, what do they do with the homeless man and the bird? Now I have more questions.
I don't know.
I'm gonna have to watch.
I'm trying to find out.
Yeah, everybody, find out where Hanna-Barbera is streaming. Might still be fucking Cartoon Network, honestly.
No, Boomerang.
Oh, Boomerang. Sorry, what was that, Alex?
I was saying George Jetson's mom is 124. Think about that.
Dang, dude. She's still around?
Probably. Aren't they all still around?
Yes. Oh, well, actually, if you want to get technical, they haven't been born yet. So.
That's true. We still got 40-something years. I think it takes place in 2060-something.
I think it's 2100, I want to say. So, I don't know, like 80 years off or something. I like that they put it that far ahead too. Like, I mean, it's nice that they put it far enough ahead that like
we'll get there eventually. But
yeah. No one could refute it. No one can like be like, oh, it's this year now, so your future thing doesn't make sense anymore.
Yeah, like they give themselves a lot of time for that.
Yeah. Even though like the technology is kind of like almost old school at this point, some of it.
Yeah,
like Rosie's like remote that just
they're having like a renaissance of old technology.
Yeah. So is Rosie's remote like a sonic screwdriver? Because it just does everything, Yeah, she just presses a button and stuff starts. I don't know, but yeah. So
no, Rosie's just a robot. So she connects with all the robot things.
Yeah, Rosie the Riveter. I don't know.
Oh, are we talking about some misconstrued connections?
I don't know, man. Misconnection there. But yeah, so they pick up Judy Jetson and her new beau, Apollo, and they go to the factory where they have Elroy and them have found out that the Avatar situation is happening. And they need to stop it, and
they do the heroic thing.
Yeah. Oh, you know what? Before we get to that, let's do this one song though that has nothing to do with anything. It's called "Through the Blue," and I'll tell you why in a second.
You don't need that broken heart. Doesn't look that good on you. All it does is hold you back.
All right, so that song, like, it doesn't mean anything just because it wasn't in the movie or the credits. Like, it wasn't in any part of the movie. So it's just, this is part of the reason I said that, like, the song that we heard before, First Time in Love, should have had a full track. Because, like, this tune is, like, it's not in the film, but they, like, put it on the album anyway.
Yeah.
Well, we made it. We got to use it.
Well, I don't know why.
And that's why you separate
Well,
it
okay,
out.
does anybody know who Gail Rose is?
The decision-making process is definitely questionable.
Anybody know who Gail Rose is, though? Is that someone that's, like, famous later? Gail Rose?
I have no idea.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
I went to high school with her.
Oh, okay, cool. I got CEO Gail Rose, Memphis Magazine. I don't know. That must not have been that.
CEO Gail Rose.
Yeah. But yeah, it's. I mean, it's not a bad tune or anything. It's like, it's a nice tune, but it's just, it's not in the movie. But yeah, it's kind of like a cutting room
They
floor
weren't
song
paying for quality, Brad.
Yeah,
They were paying for something to get
they
the
had
job
to get
done.
they had to get 10 full tracks
They
done.
had to get the job done.
If they didn't have 10 tracks, it would not have fulfilled the contract agreement.
And
so.
they made more than that, so they divided up and picked out crap and
Mhm.
put some of them in the movie.
They're like, we're gonna make so much money off this soundtrack. Tiffany.
They're not even
I
gonna recognize
am very
half the
stoked actually
songs.
that there are
That's the
3
funny
Tiffany
part.
songs that premiere in this film, and they're only part of the film.
Yeah. Like they're some really great, like some of the best tunes in the album. And apparently, I always thought I'd See You Again is one of her favorites to perform. So, this is probably like one. That's probably like one that you'd see if you were to go see her live. She might perform that because it's her favorite from this soundtrack. So, it's cool that she still has a like affinity for the soundtrack. Even though it's like a movie that's just not very well known. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Um,
Like, as much as it sucks that they let go of the other voice actress, I'm glad that they went with the decision to have Tiffany in it.
Absolutely. I don't know if I would have liked the movie if it weren't for Tiffany.
Media coverage.
Yeah, I mean, she like did a great job as the character too. I mean, like just like she was a perfect teenage, like valley girl kind of character.
She
you know what I
fit
mean?
the role real well.
Yeah. Like one thing I like that they do with her character is she says weird shit, like new lingo, like lunaristic. What was it? Cosmogoric is one that she said at some point. And then hold on, metagalactical. So she has these like catchphrases that she says too, which are like these weird like futuristic versions of slang or something.
Yeah.
But
hip future slang.
yeah, she's very hip. She's very, very hip for
She's so
a
cool. Judy
space
Jetson is
girl.
so cool.
She's pretty cool, dude. She's pretty cool, man.
I bet she smokes a lot of weed.
But she smokes a lot of space grass. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, so basically they all get to the underground world where these what are they called again?
The Furby type people,
Okay.
right?
The Gruffians.
The Grungies.
The Grungies.
I wasn't sure before if you were talking about the Grungies or the Furbelow family.
Oh yeah, let's mention those guys first quick. The Furbelow family or whatever is these furry like Monsters Inc. looking characters.
That's the Brad Garrett.
Yes, and the father for the
Garrett
family
guy.
is Brad Garrett,
Yes.
famously known for Ice Age and being
Robert.
the brother on Everybody Loves Raymond.
Romano.
The what?
No. Ray Romano was on Ice Age.
Oh no, you're right. It's Ray Romano.
Same universe, wrong guy.
How dare you?
How
Yes.
dare I?
Brad Garrett was on Everybody Loves Raymond, and he was the guy.
He's got that deep
that said,
voice.
"Everybody
Hey Raymond, why doesn't anybody like me?
Everybody loves Raymond."
Yeah, we know Brad Garrett.
If you haven't seen Everybody Loves Raymond, that is a very close approximation of what the show is like.
That's like his whole character. I want everybody like you and not me.
Well, I literally heard once through an interview. I was like, He told his whole staff, he's like, yeah, you go home and have a fight with your wife. Write it down and bring it to me. That's what we're looking for. That's what the whole show was supposed to be.
Yeah, right.
Fight with the wife or a fight with the parents.
Yeah.
Without a resolution.
It's a real slice of life. I remember I liked Everybody Loves Raymond.
No, it was a good show.
Yeah.
I like the part in the intro where the kids are flying around.
Yeah.
So much energy.
It's a good time.
Kids have so much energy.
Anyway. Yeah. So there's those fur guys, and then there's the natives, and they essentially, like George is convinced by his family to like stop the industrialization
Stop
of
the
them.
drilling.
Yeah. So and he doesn't like he is not going willingly at first. He's like, no, I'm the VP. I got to do my job. And then like his wife is just like, come on, we're not untying you until you you get with the
realize
program.
what we're saying. You hear what we're saying.
Yeah, he gets tied up.
Yep. And I think at the time it's probably talking about like the rainforest. I think that was the big topic at the time. Yeah, destroying basically the native forest.
Destroying their habitat.
Yeah, the natural habitat. Yeah. So I think there's probably some of that going on. And then George ends up coming forward and like stopping Mr. Spacely and stopping the whole factory and everything, so it's not destroying them. And
they push that magic button.
Yeah. Let's not get into what the very, very end is, because we have two more songs. But I'm just trying to get those plot points in, because the last two songs are like kind of the end. But this is the mall theme. I was about to say, this is the mall theme, and I really, really enjoyed this.
Hell yeah.
It's a great tune.
Yeah. Like this is the theme that's in the background of the scene where they go and visit the mall, where there's all sorts of aliens and a couple of humans here and there and robots and stuff. But it's like 5 minutes of just like someone just doing really cool DJ stuff, like just scratching records and making cool little sounds and everything.
No, dude, it really reminds me of. Did you ever see In Living Color before?
Actually, I've only seen like select sketches.
All right, but so you know what In Living Color?
Yeah,
was.
I know what it is. Yeah.
They used to do like
Jim Carrey,
like
Jamie
dancing
Foxx.
scenes.
Yeah.
They'd have like a troupe of dancers dance. That's kind of like stuff that they would play for them.
Oh, okay. I didn't know they had that in that show.
That's very 90s. They're like 90s copied that.
Okay.
That kind of stuff right out the bat.
Yeah, and it's just this is the only instrumental, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just nice, well produced
Which
background.
is nice of them to include that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
Thank you.
Nice work.
Yes, I concur. Yes, this is good rap. No, seriously though, like this is. I mean, I have a few records that have like B-sides that have just the instrumentals for different 80s rap tunes, and it's just cool hearing all the little things that they're doing, because like it's just that this is pre-digital, so that every little thing that they do is like very specific and very like meaningful,
meticulously laid down.
Yeah, like every little part of it has value. Like it's like maybe like a tiny snippet they got from a certain album, and like this is also before all the copyright stuff really came down on hip-hop.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So, yeah, a lot of cool ingenuity able to be happening. But Yeah, so it's the mall theme though, and it's early, way earlier in the story of the movie. So, but it's near the end of the album.
We get one more.
I was about to say, now we can get back to the plot. So they stop the machine. George Jetson stops the machine, and they, I guess, decide that, instead of like closing down the factory, that they would just let the natives run the factory.
Yeah, the grungies get to take over.
Yeah. So they take over. So the grungies then end up working the factory.
Now that their home has been destroyed.
Now that their home has been destroyed. Yep.
Might as well get some money out of it, right?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure there's a line towards the end where they're flying back to their original home, and they're like going over the event, and it's like, oh, like, the classic, good thing we resolved all that, and then someone's like, someone doesn't even have to work at the factory anymore, and it's just like, what the hell? Like, all the people who you just destroyed the home of are working there. What do you mean no one has to work in the factory anymore?
Yeah, right. Yeah. It's like so they don't count because they live there.
Yeah, and they all give their gratitude to George at the end. They're like, "Thanks, George." It's like, what did he even do? Like, he's not the hero of this.
Well, yeah. It's like thanking people that like tore down half of your forest, and then we're like, oh, yeah, I guess I'll stop.
Yeah, you can work on in the field.
Yeah, so it's a very kind of like weird mixed message that they're sending at the end, where it's like, oh, like industrialization of other places is not great, but as long as they're running it, it's fine. But it's like, well, they wouldn't have had the whole factory situation if you guys didn't come there in the first place. So,
well, we're not mature enough to acknowledge that point yet.
Yeah, it's a really that was the point in the movie where I was like, wait, what? This is the moral of the story here.
Really big curveball right at the very end.
Yeah. It's like,
you really think they care?
If anything, it should have been shut down entirely, right? Like the factory should have been completely just done for.
Yeah,
but
really.
Yeah, and in the end, they're just like
created 10,000 jobs.
We're job creators, God damn it! What were you saying, Alex?
Yeah, but it only created one job too.
That's true.
You could have just moved it to another location.
And you know what? That's probably what would have happened in reality. Like, like the second that the native workers demanded rights and demanded pay, they would have moved to a different country. Like, that's how capitalism works.
God damn it. They want the stuff.
Yeah, they want the stuff.
Well, what do you propose to do? Well, we can either try and get them to not want the stuff anymore, which that's not going to work at this point.
No. We got to make them want the stuff.
Through. So we're just going to have to move somewhere else where they don't care until they want the stuff.
Yeah. So it's a little bleak, but I mean, like, it is a kind of dystopia that we're breaking apart here. So
yeah,
I guess it makes sense that it's a little bleak.
Things are different.
Makes you
now.
wonder if they did it to be a solution,
it's
or
like,
if they did it to make us realize.
It's like if in the end of Avatar, instead of like driving away the like militaristic capitalist type people, they were like, you know what? Why don't you just let us be CEOs? Then everything's cool. It's kind of a mixed message. Anyway.
Anywho.
After it's all done and over with, they're very grateful, and there's this great sequence with one final Tiffany tune where they spell out a farewell for the family.
Tune.
It's called Home.
And all the home are those of you, and those of home.
Oh God!
It's like I just took a sip of 7-Up.
Right there.
Yeah, man. It's a good one.
I'm at the dance. Why won't you dance with me?
Won't you dance with me? Yeah.
I do think that is a good another little power ballad to wrap it up at the end before it
Yeah.
kicks into the Jetsons rap.
Yeah, I was about to say that. This goes right into the Jetsons
Jetson
rap.
theme.
So yeah, it goes into this like really nice final like, and then goes right into the Jetsons rap. So it's a pretty great what's the word, credits sequence. But yeah, this one it's got like a lot of those grunges, like they make like a farewell thing for the Jetsons as they're going back home, and it's like all nice and everything. They're so grateful for getting jobs, you know what I mean? They're just
in the factory.
yeah. They're job creators and job holders rather than just a native population that was living in peace. So, it's nice. They're part of the real world. John, you still there? John's still there. Cool. But yeah, this is any like final thoughts about the movie or the album, I guess in general.
The movie's a real good message, but it's overlapped with the bad message.
Yeah, it's just got a bittersweet.
it's
just got a weird ending. I think.
It's not bad, but it's not great.
Yeah, it's like very anti-capitalist right up to the end, and then it's like, but you can be a capitalist too.
Do you guys want to make the money? We'll give you a big chunk of the money. Would you like some of the monies?
Yeah. So
American capitalism.
Oh,
well,
and
I think this
socialism.
Film, as I said before, it's a very strange crossroads of a lot of different things in pop culture.
Yeah, definitely.
And they decided to bring back the Jetsons at a weird time, and and way later, and but they made it hip and fun.
Yeah, I think they did a pretty good job of making it like it didn't like. I mean, there were some of those old factors in there, like with the nuclear family stuff, but I mean, it's like very. They brought
really
it to
modernized it.
Yeah, they modernized it pretty well, I think. Considering it's 1990 as opposed to whenever the fuck it aired, which I could not tell you.
It was the 60s.
Yeah.
60s.
But yeah, nice little piece of nostalgia. Nice little end of the kind of Hanna-Barbera era before like Cartoon Network / Adult Swim kind of rejuvenated it.
Right before.
Yeah. So this is a really cool kind of gem. So I really enjoyed. Oh, and just to tell people, that are paying attention to what happens with Judy and Apollo, they part ways. Apollo gives her a mixtape to bring back home. And
don't forget those mixtapes, kids.
Yeah.
They get you somewhere.
Yeah, so they don't stay together, but everything's all cool in the end. It's a nice.
We were discussing earlier whether or not Judy gets back with Cosmic Cosmo.
Yeah, I think she probably does.
Yeah,
you think she does?
Yeah,
can't imagine it's difficult.
I don't know, man. I don't know if Cosmo could measure up to Apollo though.
Well, he's not there, so
yeah,
that's true. But
chicks like Judy will take what they can get.
I guess. I mean,
they
live in pods,
they'll take what
so
they can get. So
yeah. I don't know how many people they see actually in that world.
yeah.
Right.
Well,
maybe the rock star dude is like the first man that Judy's seen in like months. Yeah. Hence the obsession. But
there's only like 1,000 people left, and he's the one of the 4 people that.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Like this is a dystopia where there's only literally just thousands left, and so like when you meet someone, it's just like you have to. Procreate to survive. Except for that homeless guy on the surface. He's not in this situation. But I was gonna say before we get out of here, though, we always like to go through and find out what everyone's been listening to. So I'm gonna start with John today. John, what have you been jamming on recently?
Oh, just a little classic rock.
Yeah,
A lot of little Steve Miller Band.
Steve Miller Band. Okay,
Yeah.
okay. Nice. What about you, Griffin? What have you been jamming on recently?
I've been listening to the newest Fat White Family album, Surf's Up, that came out last year.
Okay.
Pretty-
Nice.
It's a lot.
Surfs up. Is that like a beach rock kind of sound?
Like surfs, like SERFS.
Oh, okay. Okay. Cool.
Yeah, it's cool.
Nice.
But produced quite a bit differently than their other stuff. I guess it's kind of the direction they've been headed in since the previous album, but it's produced a bit differently. It's a lot more dancey, but
Okay.
a lot of the, I guess, themes and feelings are still there and whatnot.
Okay.
Like, it's the same people making all of it. It's good. I like it a lot.
Nice. Hell yeah. What about you, Alex? What have you been jamming on?
I've been getting into some classic rock myself.
Nice.
Some Def Leppard.
Oh, okay.
Um,
One-armed drummer.
and I've been I guess a lot of music from movies and stuff. I was just film Heavy Traffic, like a really crazy animated film done by Ralph Bakshi.
Oh, okay.
And, yeah, and that one's got a cool, like, groovy soundtrack from like the early 70s.
Nice.
I'll
have to check that out. I mean, you have a pretty good ear for this stuff, so I'm gonna have to check that one out.
Cool.
Yeah. So anything that you guys are? I know that we're still in quarantine or whatever. So anything going on with Woodchickens?
We're hanging out a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay.
We've been working on some recording on and off throughout quarantine.
Okay.
Being as responsible about that as we can. So we haven't fully cranked anything out yet, but we're at the point where we just need some vocals and overdubs, but we're not quite sure what we're gonna turn it into.
You guys gonna do any of the those live shows or anything? Live on Facebook?
Oh, possibly down the line.
Dude, you guys should do it. I'd watch. I'd tune in. I know it's awkward, but I'd tune in.
Right.
We're living in a weird world right now, so it's especially hard, I think, for people that are live performers.
Yeah,
I haven't.
You miss it, right?
This sucks.
This sucks. Yeah. No, I'm sure all live musicians everywhere feel the same way. It's a really weird situation if you're an entertainer that performs in front of people. So
yeah.
But hopefully, I mean, we'll adapt. We'll figure stuff out. Like I said, I'll tune in if you guys do a live one.
All right. Sounds good.
As for me, I've been listening to a little bit of some King Gizzard. They put out a new track recently. I listened to all of Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band because we were talking about it. And Danny Brown has got a really great album. It's not super new, but it has a nice song called Three Tears featuring Run the Jewels. It's a great album. Listen to my other podcast, Pick Apart the Passion. And I will have a podcast coming out soon about the German show Dark, called Travelers, a dark podcast, featuring my sister and other friends that are either watching it for the first time or their next run through. So look forward to that from me. That is all I got to plug. Anything else, y'all, before we roll out of here? Thank you guys for joining us.
Thanks for having us.
I know. I don't know if you're big on it,
pleasure.
but the Digimon the movie soundtrack, I'd love to get your guys' thoughts on too.
Yeah,
I am down for that one.
Yeah, what were you gonna say, John?
No, hey, listen to Tea Time with Taco.
Tea Time with Taco.
That is a podcast out there.
Okay.
There's a couple episodes. Just gotta
Is
look
that
it up on
Taco from the
old-
league?
No.
Okay.
No, it's
Just checking.
It's a friend of mine from.
Okay.
She used to work with me.
Oh, tea time. Okay, cool. We'll check it out then. Tea time with
Time
Taco.
with Taco.
Yeah, I'm gonna look it up then too. Someone you know, maybe we have him on the podcast or something. But what's up? Digimon, yes. Oh my god,
Let's fucking
I
do it.
cannot fucking wait, guys. I'm gonna nerd out on that episode.
Yeah.
So,
I cried.
Oh, it's so
Cried
good.
when Metal Greymon got like
I know.
blasted.
I know, man. It hurt us all. But yeah, thanks for joining us on the Album Concept Hour, everybody. Thanks for joining us, Alex and Griffin from Woodchickens. And yeah, we will see you guys next time on the Album Concept Hour. Thanks for listening. The Album Concept Hour is Brad LeBaron, Dave Gallagher, John Aker, and Scott Wesley. Special thanks to King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard for the theme music. Please like us on Facebook or friend us on Twitter or MySpace and let us know what concept album you would like to hear on the podcast. See you on Side B. This has been a Revolver Audio production. Executive producer Brad LeBaron. For more podcasts, visit soundcloud.com/revolveraudio, or to support new content, visit ko-fi.com/revolveraudio. Revolver.